Welcome to the world of Pokemon. You could have been born as many different creatures. A rampaging sea serpent, a three-headed dragon feared through the lands. At least you could have been born as an 8-foot tall centipede, but nope, you were born as a Slowpoke. Welcome to suffering. As a Slowpoke, your dump stat is your intelligence. This means you can stare at paint dry and be entertained until the day you die. You live primarily on coastal lands and near large bodies of water because you can't survive without it. To be fair though, you also struggle to live near it as you forget you need air to breathe. You grow up in a colony of Slowpoke, each of them no more intelligent than yourself, no matter how old they are. This means the only way to learn is by watching others. This is difficult since everyone has a short attention span, no better than your average TikTok scroller. Meaning, you all often forget what you're doing in the first place. Luckily, your breathing is automatic or you'd forget to do that too. After days of moving in a straight line, you finally traveled the 15 feet it took to sit on the edge of the water. Along the way, you were attacked by a number of different Pokemon. Luckily, they only wanted your tail, and through some unknown psychic force of your own, you scared them away. In a spark of genius equal to a child learning the circle can go through the square hole, you decide to turn your back to the water and use your tail as a lure. Surely nothing could go wrong. Where'd he go? Why are you sitting here again? That sunset looks nice. Maybe you should take a little nap here. And so you do. You relax another day away. That is, until you feel something bite your tail. When you lift your tail up, you notice multiple bite marks. This is because it can take your body an entire day before it realizes that something has even bitten your tail. It's actually been multiple weeks since that other Slowpoke disappeared. That's gonna make fishing really hard now, isn't it? Luckily, you do nothing all the time, and you have a very, very painfully slow metabolism, so you could go weeks without eating. Humans come around and wonder if you're actually awake or asleep, let alone alive, and you've seen some take tails from other Slowpoke. They must like the taste too, but they don't look very appetizing to you. After even more weeks of waiting, you finally get lucky and catch a fish. Major success. Now it's time to move on with your life and see greener. You just fell into the water. No big deal, just swim out and, oh, this is nice though. Why would you ever leave the water? You could just float on forever. And so you just kind of do. Eventually, with your tail swinging around underneath the water, you get another bite, but that's not a big deal. Wait, something is wrong. You can't feel the biting at all anymore. Uh-oh. You raise your tail and see that it's been completely replaced by a hard blue shell. You stare each other in the eyes for one last moment before it bites harder, and you watch it change in shape and completely cover your tail. You wait for more pain, but it never comes. Congratulations! You can no longer feel pain as you have evolved into Slowbro. This means that you'll never know if you're truly in danger when something hits you, especially if it hits hard. Too bad this painless new form doesn't make your emotions impenetrable. You can still get very depressed. Though, you're pretty oblivious and unaware of the world around you, so you can live your unintelligent and carefree life as much as you want. Well, that is until the shoulder on your tail wants something and it bites down harder to motivate you. Doesn't hurt, it just does something weird to your brain. The trade-off is that now you have a stronger control of your psychic powers, so when something comes near you, you can blast them miles away! This is also useful considering you can no longer use your tail to fish, because, you know, you have a massive shell covering it. Pretty sure it's eating you slowly while you keep growing the tail back. What were you doing again? Oh, right, food. Another bite from the shelter keeps reminding you to eat, so you eventually learn how to swim and hunt for your own food rather than waiting. After all, you're eating for two now. It's been months, if not years now, and nothing has really changed. You aren't smarter, you're still rather lazy. In fact, you're still the Slowpoke you were before, just on two legs. And stronger. After dealing with your stupidity for long enough, the shelter decides that it has had enough. It lets go, and you devolve back into a Slowpoke. And you can feel pain again. Everything hurts. But as you lay there, content despite the pain, the shelter moves to a more appetizing meal. Your brain. As Shelter releases venom into your Slowpoke brain, a chemical reaction occurs, and somehow, against all odds, it makes you intelligent. In fact, the more venom injected, the more intelligent you become, even being able to become smarter than a human, as long as it stays on your head. It's like your body is too stupid to realize that it should be dying. And as a result, your intuition and inspiration also rises. You're able to solve complex problems, such as leading Slowpoke to follow the receding water, even though they literally watched it recede into a cave over the course of months. But no matter how stupid your family is, no matter how stressful things are, you stay pretty calm. It's said that at night you sleep peacefully and dream of world-changing ideas. Maybe those ideas involve bringing back the original Dragon of Unova. Maybe they involve figuring out who Ash's dad is. Too bad you forget all of those ideas once you wake up, so no lore for us. As you live out your days, you may travel far and wide if you find yourself drifting off on currents, even landing in a Lola for that matter. Here, you find yourself encountering the only other creature that claims they can match you in wits, Oranguru. You compete in challenges of intelligence against each other, such as figuring out the secret ingredients to go dango loops. Having enough of this, you drift off to sea again. This time, you hear bagpipes and the sound of tea being poured as you've landed in Galar. Here you walk along the beaches, eventually seeing one of your own kind in the distance. Oh wait, why are you yellow? After 5 months of constant interruptions and getting the strange Slowpoke back on track, you eventually learn that this is a regional variant. Whereas you might eat fish and berries, the Galarian Slowpoke in a completely new land eat Galarica seeds, which make their tails taste bitter. So, fish are uninterested in their tails, meaning they eat more Galarica seeds and then try their hardest to find all the other fish in the sea. Too bad none of them are gonna swipe right, leaving them feel unwanted. Eventually, a Shelder sighs in pity and bites onto the Slowpoke's arm. You take note of this, a little surprised and very intrigued as to what might happen next. As we are now this Slowpoke that was just bitten on the arm, you begin standing up and your body begins going through changes. The most obvious of them all is that you are in incredible pain, at least until the Shelder bites your arm harder. This results in you committing friendly fire on everything without thinking. Though it eventually comes to pass as the venom mixture between you and Shelder creates a pain reliever. This stops your pain and itching. Meanwhile, the Shelder gets high. Good times for everyone. That is until Shelder passes out and your itching pains kick in once more. And you're forced to deal with that until it wakes up again. Have fun. Hours later, another Pokemon decides to challenge you. And unlike your pacifist Cantonian cousin, for you, peace was never an option. Something clicks within your brain, the chemical stimulating the dormant, competitive, and aggressive parts of your brain. You grab the tongue of the Shelder on your arm, and you unload poison onto your foe with tremendous speeds! Now that that's over, it's time to relax. Maybe you'll go back to that nice Slowking you saw earlier. What's going on here? You see a massive crowd of Slowpoke of both kinds. With them, you also see the Slowking. They seem to be waiting for you. The Slowking walks over and takes the Shelder off your wrist and places it on your head. It hurts, but you won't have to think about the pain for long, as the Shelder takes over your mind. Yeah, the Shelder's intelligence increases instead this time, and you are now brainwashed, all while it covers most of your head. It's okay though, you make yourself a cape and that's all you need. Not that you used your brain much anyway, so now you can relax and let the Shelder do all the work. You work alongside the other Slowking, providing to all of your own kind. As you eat, you find yourself chanting more often. The other Slowpoke don't know what this means, but you're sure if you ever met another lovely Galarian Slowking, they would know. In the meantime, with your leftover food, you mix them with toxins, creating potions. What do? You don't know. So just like any multi-millionaire, you decide to test on the poor. Maybe we test out on other weak Pokemon instead, ones that are not our kind. It's fine, nobody else can stop you anyway. Your psychic powers are one of the best. Back to Cantonian Slowking, you've decided you've seen enough war crimes. It's time to go. You come across a weird little stone and decided to make a deal with this Shelder. After returning to a Slowbro, you grab the stone and Mega Evolve! All your dreams are going to finally come true! Maybe you'll become buff like a Machamp. Maybe you'll finally meet your Slow Queen. Maybe you'll— oh, you're being eaten. Turns out the Shelder absorbed all of the energy coming out of the Mega Stone. The only way you can move now is by bouncing on your tail or swimming. As you swim, you are a pretty large target, so Sharpedo and especially Mega Sharpedo might target you. As a result, the Shelder gives you some extra motivation through pain as it floods itself with digestive juices. This makes you draw upon your inner power and swim at top speeds to escape. Though sometimes this doesn't work out and you get caught anyway. Good thing your Shelder shell is basically impervious. Bad thing is, you can never run away from the Shelder's gastric acid eating you alive. Though that is simply the life of the Slowpoke. One of suffering from beginning to end. Thank you for watching. Please, if you did enjoy this, subscribe, share this with others, and even become a member of the channel for $3, as many of the people on screen have become. $3 a month helps the channel a lot. I am probably never gonna do this one again unless this video gets like, I don't know, a ridiculous amount of views. Let's say 100,000 views, and I'll do another video like this again. This takes so much time and is very different from my normal stuff. So please go check that stuff out as well. And as always, don't do anything I want to do. Don't do anything I want to do. Please be nice to each other. I love you, and I'll see you next time.